Point number five, we're going to talk nuclear power. Global nuclear power generation expected to hit an all-time high next year.
Yeah. And so Rob, let's talk about the political aspects of this for a minute, because we've got something for everyone on this. Let's imagine for a minute that you are, part of the green lobby and you're very concerned about global warming, global weirding, climate change, whatever we're calling it this week. Nuclear power is the only baseload generation, the only mass baseload generation, non-carbon option available, right? If you want people to live a decent life where they can have decent amounts of energy usage, which is the thing that is most correlated with quality of life, but you don't want to be spewing carbon into the atmosphere, nuclear is the only option. Now,
Right.
if you are part of, the other part of the population that says, I'm really not concerned about this, I just want to live a better life. And there are people who don't believe in global warming and, climate, the man-made climate change, and that's fine too. But for those people, nuclear is really, once you've built it, your best, cheapest, most reliable option. And the beauty of it is, we can source that stuff here, right? As opposed to lots of the rest of the world, where if you want to burn oil or gas, we produce some of it here, but a lot of it gets sent to different places and comes from places that we might not want to support. So regardless of what your politics are, regardless of what your environmental position is, nuclear is absolutely our best option. And we are now looking at, by next year, nuclear power generation at an all-time high. And the beauty of that, from our point of view, besides the fact that it's the best way to have a secure grid, is current demand for uranium exceeds current annual mining capacity. So every year, we are going through about 20% of all uranium stockpiles. And what we have now are more plants coming on. And every time a new plant comes online, it requires to seed the plant 3 times the annual usage, right? So a new plant is like tripling the capacity of existing plants. And so it takes roughly 5 to 10 years to get a new uranium mining project permitted and operational. And so here's what we're seeing. What we're seeing is that we are going to have massive increases in demand long before we can increase supply. And so when that happens, you're going to have a huge increase in uranium prices. And in fact, Deep Knowledge Investing has had huge exposure. It is, I think, my second largest position right now is in a uranium stock that's more than doubled for us. We've made more than double our money on this in a little over a year. And I haven't sold any of it. And so, for people who are interested in how to profit from this incredible trend, feel free to reach out. We can help. So anytime you have something that's doubled and we've just been buying more of it, that's a pretty good place to be.
No doubt. And as you mentioned, Gary, left, right, good market, bad market, deep knowledge investing, our goal is to help you make money in any economy.
That's right.
Gary, any closing thoughts on this week's 5 things? I know my head's spinning a little bit, but still a lot to digest. But thanks for walking us through the inconsistencies as best as you possibly could.
Yeah. First of all, you're right. Our goal, whoever you are, is to help you make money. We don't ask what your politics are, what your environmental goals are. We'll help you make money, and then you can spend that money or donate it to charity or invest it in whatever way is consistent with your goals, right? Our job is to help you live the life that you want to live. Beyond that, we'll see. We may get more inconsistent data this week. The big news this week is going to be the Federal Reserve meeting. And so in a couple of days, Chairman Powell, Jerome Powell, will take to the stage and answer the same inane questions that he gets every one of these press conferences. They ask him the same questions 15 times, and you can actually see like the look on his face. He just gets more and more irritated. Like, are you really asking me this again? The whole thing is phenomenal theater, and we love it. Deep Knowledge Investing's prediction on this is that the Federal Reserve will keep rates unchanged. So I don't think there's going to be a change, but what everybody's going to be looking for are small changes in the language, both in the press release that's issued and also the language that Powell has used. And so, just a few months ago, he was literally talking about, and in the press releases, you would see language saying, we are prepared to raise rates if conditions warrant it. That language has been taken out, and we're not going to see that again. So what people are going to be watching for is kind of the subtle changes in language, how they talk about it. I would be surprised if there weren't language saying something along the lines of we expect to reduce rates later this year. And he'll, of course, use the term data-driven, which is his way of not committing to anything, which, to be honest, if I were Powell, I wouldn't commit to anything either, right? Telling
Right.
people we're going to be
Yeah.
data-driven and thoughtful in our approach, that's not a bad way to go. But we will be, watching with intense attention to minute detail that will all change within the following 3 weeks. But it'll be important for that one afternoon, and exciting. Think about it like a sporting event, right? Like, the
Yeah.
playoffs will be at the end of the year, but we're watching the preseason game now.
There we go. Gary, thanks as always. And for everyone watching and listening, we encourage you jump on our website, deepknowledgeinvesting.com, sign up for a free subscription, maybe even consider a premium subscription where you'll get access to up-to-date current recommendations, live real-time notifications from Gary as well. And if anything, maybe a like, comment, subscribe to us so you can be notified about this show on a weekly basis. And more than anything, just thank you for spending your time listening to us. This is Deep Knowledge Investing's 5 Things. Gary, as always, incredible job, and look forward to speaking with you next week.
Great, Rob. Thanks a lot. And for everyone watching, thanks for your time. We know it's valuable and we appreciate it. Have a good week. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.